control.
2006.
You can buy a dream or two. You can buy a dream or two.
Mais quand chic quoi, tu vois.
You don't wanna go there, let me lead you by the hand. You don't wanna be there, over the sea and onto land. As I look into your eyes, I'll pay no mind. I found a way to get inside you. I'll give you peace of mind. I might see you falling, I might see you falling, I might see you falling before this time. I don't see you falling, I don't see you falling, I don't see you falling before so time. look into your eyes, I'll pay no mind. I found a way to get inside you. I'll give you peace of mind. I might see you falling. I might see you falling. I might see you falling before this. I don't see you falling. I don't see you falling. I don't see you falling before so
in the beginning, well, I didn't know. As time passed on, still didn't know. But this time, I'm gonna try it my way. I'm gonna live like my way. This time, I'm gonna try it my way. I'm gonna live like my way. Well, I didn't know, just couldn't see. The memories of past failures, like a shadow haunting me. Yeah, this time, I'm gonna try it my way. I'm gonna try it my way. Yeah, this time, I'm gonna try it my way. I'm gonna try it my way.
Sekunden total haben die Zeit, um die Klicks hinzuhauen. Und dann ist es vorbei.
Allez, passe!
Ja, jetzt das Eindrehen und das Hereinschweben in schöner Formation. Wunderbar. Einen Applaus wert.
a deep breath, take a grip, and slide the grip. We need it, okay? Yeah. Woo! 2 minutes. Thanks, Jan.
We have three group options for the base, okay?
They are young men and women from around the world, and they do have something in common. They left everything behind. Their families, their studies, their jobs. They choose to live their dream. The dream of flying.
Before skydiving, I was a flight attendant, and before that, I was a mechanic, and otherwise, I went to school. J'ai fait mon premier saut quand j'avais 10 ans.
Frédéric Fougon made his first jump at the age of 10, together with his father. When he turned 17, he started jumping alone, and at 19, he embarked on a career as a professional skydiver. Rolf worked for a huge corporation, where unfortunately he was all too often considered a mere number. He worked long hours, made good money, but the prospect of continuing in the same trot through retirement made him become his own employer, working for a small but more uplifting outfit.
No quiero trabajar más para una empresa enorme.
Steph, Fred and Rolf are some of the founders of Babylon. The venture's name was obviously chosen in tribute to the ancient city, the center of different cultures and languages, where the Babel Tower, according to the Bible, was to be built.
Fly on level. Go. Take a deep breath, take a grip, and slide the grip. We need it, okay? Yeah. Woo! 2 minutes. Thanks, Jan.
We have three group options for the base, okay?
They are young men and women from around the world, and they do have something in common. They left everything behind. Their families, their studies, their jobs. They choose to live their dream. The dream of flying.
Before skydiving, I was a flight attendant, and before that, I was a mechanic, and otherwise, I went to school. J'ai fait mon premier saut quand j'avais 10 ans.
Frédéric Fougon made his first jump at the age of 10, together with his father. When he turned 17, he started jumping alone, and at 19, he embarked on a career as a professional skydiver. Rolf worked for a huge corporation, where unfortunately he was all too often considered a mere number. He worked long hours, made good money, but the prospect of continuing in the same trot through retirement made him become his own employer, working for a small but more uplifting outfit.
No quiero trabajar más para una empresa enorme.
Steph, Fred and Rolf are some of the founders of Babylon. The venture's name was obviously chosen in tribute to the ancient city, the center of different cultures and languages, where the Babel Tower, according to the Bible, was to be built so that men too could reach the sky. However, God made them speak in many different tongues, keeping them from communicating properly, and thus the tower was never completed. They speak different languages too, but in English, and through the hand signals they make in freefall, they seem to understand each other perfectly well. David is another member of Babylon. As a little boy, he already thought of reaching the sky.
My mother's kept this picture I drew when I was 7, which I don't remember doing, but of me, not of me, a picture I drew of a plane and 2 guys tracking out of the plane.
What he had sketched in boyhood became a few years later a reality for David and for his friends. For all of 50 seconds, they try to defy gravity. They play with the wind, and they do things unthinkable to earthbound people with a dislike for heights or for stronger emotions. They fly as men have dreamt of throughout history. They do what Leonardo da Vinci, the genius of geniuses, had first imagined over 500 years ago. Locked up in his laboratory, Da Vinci designed an array of machines that would have allowed man to fly like a bird. Leonardo was risking his life, even without taking to the air himself. Such thoughts were heresy punishable with death at the stake. But times have changed since the Renaissance and throughout the first centuries of human flight. Today's free flyers practice a skydiving discipline which was invented by Olaf Zipser 10 years ago.
That time people could not follow my explanation of what freedom of flight means. So I stayed alone for a long time until I got a little better, good enough to understand myself more of what I was doing and started to explain it to myself in words. And at that time, people started to be interested. The first time people talked about free flying, it was the Olaf position, the head-down position.
In the meantime, Olaf Zipser has found disciples who not only join him in the wide blue yonder, but who define the celestial activities in their own words.
Alors, le Freefly, c'est une discipline du parachutisme sportif qui consiste
We use
à
our body to fly in every direction and in all positions. By now, people have grown accustomed to watching skydivers fall belly down. We're using our bellies, but we also use the back, head down and head up positions. Always with a lot of movements and changes in our rate of fall. It can go very fast, head down. It can go horizontal. It can go in all directions. We try to use the sky as much as possible. We enjoy its unlimited space through our own speed.
Avec beaucoup de vitesse aussi.
Yet another view, Rolf's. Free flying is physical. It's a physical sport because we jump from 4,000 meters several times every day and we tend to fall very fast. But in the end, free flying is also playing in the air with an element and in all 3 dimensions. Free flyers, just like migratory birds, converge regularly upon the marshlands of the Alt Empordà in northeastern Catalonia. They gather at the skydiving centre in Empúria Brava, one of the few drop zones in Europe where the Mediterranean weather allows them to jump year-round. These skydivers have thousands of jumps to their credit. Nevertheless, prior to boarding the aircraft, a free flight gets thoroughly prepared at the Babylon School.
The Babylon school started here in Empúria Brava. We were training on together and progress, and eventually we got to a level where we could teach people.
Ninguno de nosotros en el año 99 tenía.
Rolf reminisces that in 1999, none of the Babylonians was able to work legally. They all lacked the required licenses. Nevertheless, they jumped as much as they could with the help of the Empúria Brava Skydiving Center. Eventually, their papers came through. They created Babylon Limited Company and became self-employed, all totally legal.
We want to make our climb out as simple, as smooth as possible. So we're in the plane, we want to go ready.
Babylon was quite structured, even in their early days. They adapted to our way of working, particularly to our security standards, procedures and systems. They soon became a part of us, and honestly, since they're here, they have spread their wings even more, and so did we.
The school is born, we've done over 10,000 school jumps so far, something like that. It's quite a lot of activity now.
David the Aussie is one of the Babylon faculty members who initiate students in the art of free flying.
The skydiving attracts all kinds of people from all walks of life. Some who are naturally talented and others who have need a little more help. So my job is to take somebody and to teach them how to fly, basically. And the hardest thing in the work, like teaching in general, is to get their mind on the right wavelength, thinking the right things. If they can control their mind, if they can fly their mind, then their body is going to fall into line, is going to do the right thing.
Been jumping with Babylon for about 3 years. First free flying jumps I've done were with Nemo. Probably done about 60, 70 jumps with Nemo now, and he keeps taking all my money. I love coming back, it's great.
After landing, the instructor and his student debrief the jump, evaluating the slow motion images they have recorded themselves in freefall. The body movements will need to be analysed and, if necessary, corrected prior to the next jump. Babylon, aside from being an institution of higher learning, is a renowned competition team on the international circuit, one which continuously experiments with new ways of flying to develop the sport. Like a group of meteorites entering the Earth's atmosphere, Babylon members paint the sky with the coloured smoke escaping from grenades they have attached to their ankles. Smoke trails make it possible for them to perform in air shows. Even people on terra firma get to appreciate their aerial skills. It's all like building the Babel Tower, an Australian next to a German and a Swiss. People of all ages. Well, nearly.
20 years more or less until 40 years. So that's a big range of age, and we all fly together and we all follow this family. You could always call it a little family.
Just recently, a new member was added to the team's lineup. Her name's Kathy. She's French, 20 years old, and she has more than 3,000 jumps to her credit.
That a lot of people are scared to get out of the plane because first it's noisy, and then just falling down the plane is a weird sensation. I cannot describe it, but such a weird feeling to jump out of something in the air and by yourself. But you get used to it more and more, and when at a certain point you get out of the plane, you just want to have fun and go fly. Yeah.
You think less, so it's coming faster. But then after, I learned with the good people too. I spend a lot of time with some cool guys like Fred, Steph.
It's a machine that keeps passionate people that are on the same level, on the same spirit, and that wants to jump for passion and to progress and to jump as much as they can and stay together.
Certain limitations remain. As Rolf points out, man is not made to fly. He's not a bird. Even if he tries, he's not there yet. Not yet. Technology evolves rapidly in this air sport. Parachutes get smaller and aerodynamically better every day. Jumpsuits are specifically designed for optimal drag in the air, and improved safety systems are required to keep up with the new styles of flying one's body or shoot.
And there I see a massive potential to do very nice things, artistic things in the sky, in bigger groups, in large formation, trying to displace with each other, just like a flock of birds, just like birds flying together and changing angle.
These men and women could well be the envy of the birds as they race around colourful air tubes. And also as they play with a ball while falling at close to 300 kilometers per hour. Sometimes it's hard to believe that there's time for relaxation. Time to enjoy the sensation of going through a layer of clouds, even caressing them with their hands. The highest concentration is prerequisite in the preparation of the competition free-flying jump. Each movement needs to be memorized as the horrendous speeds in freefall reduce reaction time to the minimum.
We repeat on the ground first, like this we know like the move, and exactly you know like on the ground we try to do the routine at the same speed that we're gonna do it in the air. So like this, everything going the same time, you know.
Two kinds of free-flying jumps make up a competition, the speed run and the free run. A speed run requires a maximum of maneuvers to be performed in 35 seconds working time. In a free run, creativity and aesthetics, not the number of maneuvers, are judged over 45 seconds. A videographer is the third member of the team. His or her performance is very decisive in the evaluation of the jump by judges on the ground. Babylon has been winning all international competitions over the past 2 years. The latest exploit was the gold medal at the World Games in Duisburg in Germany, where free-flying premiered as an official event in 2005, as one of the 32 non-Olympic sports featured in the 7th edition.
It's an event that probably appeals to supermen, people who like dressing up in very interesting looking suits with enormous web-like arms. I honestly, don't ask me please to give you an analysis of precisely what these folks do, but it certainly looks very interesting, very dramatic, and very exciting for the jumpers themselves and certainly for the spectators too.
Steph, Rolf and friends gear up to meet the next challenge, a complex jump, one with the highest degree of difficulty. They have gathered people from around the world to build a formation while free-flying. This has never been tried in Europe. If they succeed, it will be free-flying's European record.
We thought that it was time in Europe that there was enough free flyers, so that were capable of flying head down all together at the same time, you know, and have a link, you know, a grip on each other.
They first need to provide the judges with the blueprint of the formation, with the positions of the individual jumpers firmly assigned. Gaudensia will have to verify that the build formation is the same as they've submitted as a drawing. The chief judge stipulates that no changes or substitutions are allowed after the record attempt has been called for.
Già prima loro devono dichiarare che cosa andranno a fare.
The working time is limited to 40 seconds. Every single movement is decisive, and some could even be considered dangerous, since many of the skydivers have never jumped together. Concentration during the briefing is key. Synchronizing the efforts of that many people requires more than just a pep talk. Dirt diving is what the participants call their training.
repeat on the ground what we are going to do in the air, because it goes so fast in the air that you have to repeat it on the ground.
C'est entre Thomas Müller et Alexandro, t'es ici.
There are places in this formation where a jumper needs to hook up with 4 teammates. Rolf describes the task. Some of the free flyers fall at 260 kilometers per hour, holding on to 4 other people, 2 per hand. That requires skill and strength. Getting out of the plane properly and fast will be crucial to the success of the jump. That is why this phase is being practiced on a mock-up door, with precise instructions regarding the line-up in the aircraft and the flight path each skydiver needs to follow after getting out. Another delicate moment.
What requires the highest skill is the break-off, the separation, which is when we are reaching the altitude where we are going to have to separate physically to open our parachute. Then is when people start to move across the sky. So we have to know, everybody has to know where everybody is going. So we have an artificial center where we all move away from, and we search free airspace to open our parachutes.
So the European formation mode, you're now going in 10 minutes in the Twin and the King Air.
It's showtime. Out of the 50 skydivers who came to Empuria Brava, 28 will try to build the formation. After 4 days of training, they're going through the last dirt dives and mental preparations.
0, but if you can request 165, then we might be able to use that extra clearance in case we have a long run in and need some time. Okay.
The 28 skydivers will jump from 2 different aircraft flying in a tight formation. The exit commands will be coordinated to make the 2 groups leave both planes at the same time. Jump altitude will be 5,000 meters, 1,000 meters more than on a normal jump. Additional oxygen is required, which the skydivers get through masks from an onboard system.
Thanks, John!
It's testing on the entire group, physically and psychologically. They have 40 seconds to take the grips on each other's arms and legs and to hold the completed formation for a minimum of 3 seconds. It goes smoothly. The free flyers reach their assigned positions in the sky and join each other just as was practiced on the ground. First, the inner circle consisting of 6 skydivers is formed, and then the rest approach, one by one. During the jump, the divers' movements shouldn't be too aggressive. Even a minor mistake can make the body move laterally or vertically, up and away, over 30 meters in less than 1 second. It appears that they've completed the formation. Now they have to brake and track off in the right direction to allow for their parachutes to be opened safely. Euphoria is an integral part of this adrenaline-charged game. It certainly looked as if they had set a first European record with their free-flying formation.
European record, very nice. Very smooth jump out of the door already. Was very easy on this one.
Still a lot of work.
The images which they've recorded themselves with their helmet-mounted cameras will now have to confirm whether the formation has been completed as planned.
Okay.
We can say officially that this is the biggest formation ever done on Europe by free flyers in head-down position.
Yes, the judges confirm. All grips are taken. The record is official.
Thank you to Babylon team and Hippo. Thank you! Yes, thank you,
Many of the record breakers will now head back to their countries. Babylon, on the other hand, will remain here in Spain. The Babylonians are already planning the next record attempt for the summer. The formation, just as the Babel Tower, should be even bigger. Until then, they teach at the Babylon school that however gradually, man's dream of flying can come true. I think it's a mind thing, one about motivation. If you want something in life, you get it, right?
Woo! See you on the plane!
Free flying has found new followers who will try to defy the laws of gravity and who will eventually discover that the sky holds other mysteries in store for them.
Coming down, new sound, you should be thankful. 30 riffs, 30 beats, and 30 samples. Sell a show, take the money, then we cancel. Front rows, back rows, getting trampled. Coming down, new sound, you should be thankful. 30 riffs, 30 beats, 30 samples. Sell a show, take the money, then we cancel. Front rows, back rows, getting trampled. What? You thought we just left the scene alone? Got some front page headlines and just ran from out the zone? You're mad? I think you're having trouble understanding what it takes to fly the globe and keep the crowds demanding more of the type of the beats you felt. Kind of smoothness you associate to cream that melts all over tracks. Distinctive patterns are created like an emblem on the grill that says it's highly rated. You figured it out? How much energy when we lash it out? How much goes into a station when we move and bash it down? Iron them out. It's no coincidence we're up here. It's not the lucky team who had the lucky run of the cup, yeah. Coming down, new sound, you should be thankful. 30 riffs, 30 beats, and 30 samples. Sell a show, take the money, then we cancel. Front rows, back rows, getting trampled. You can't buy a scratch card and jump it this hard and bust the kind of moves that cut the bone and leave you scarred. There's thought behind the picture, tape behind the faces. Take a look around, see who leads and who chasing. Advancing, I don't care how you feel, just keep dancing. You heard me? I jump an extra tight and flow superbly. Cause it's coming, open up the gates, keep it running. Never been the ones to cut, just start slumming. That's an easy ride, rather sail a storm than a gentle tide. I find it more exciting, and besides I think it's justified that we should blow. Skydiving the logo, let the people know. 40,000 feet is still climbing, check out the ratio. You're gonna wait until we're gone until you realize it's a masterpiece. Treat it like a prisoner who's got no chance of a quick release. Or realize it's precious and discover the truth. And let signals be the marker point that reach for the roof. Coming down, new sound, you should be thankful. 30 riffs, 30 beats, 30 samples. Sell a show, take the money, then we cancel. Front rows, back rows, getting trampled. I don't know when to stop when I see law. I can't hold back, attack, respond with raw. I don't know when to stop when I see law. I can't hold back, attack, respond with raw. I don't know when to stop when I
the door.
Sweet one, under the sun. You're the sweet one, under the sun.
Record-breaking show in the Regal Theater in the last 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, stop.